Welcome to Vintage Voices, the exclusive space where wisdom is timeless and the golden years are just the start of bold new adventures. Each week, we uncover the treasure trove of tales kept tucked away, the echoes of history witnessed, and tears that were a part of their lives. These narratives are far too precious to be left untold, so lend us your ears as we delve into the uncharted memoirs of those who've lived a lifetime of love, lessons, and legacy. Vintage Voices, where every wrinkle is a tale waiting to be told. This podcast is a heartfelt partnership between the Canon Studios podcast and Senior Planners.
It was good.
My mom did that when I was growing up. And
Yeah.
I remember the sheets would be just blowing, and our dog would, every time they would blow, he would run and try to nip at it.
No, you're playing with me.
Every time.
Yeah.
So what did you do for a living?
Oh, I was a secretary. And, well, let me see. I can start from where? Let me see. When the kids were young, I worked at Travelers Insurance Company in Hartford, and I was the housewife shift, 6 to 10. And then, let me see. I drove school bus. I was a driving instructor.
For the buses?
Well, I did it on the buses and car, and I did in classroom and thing and driving, and it was nice. I had a woman one time. She said yes, all the times yes, and she didn't understand a word I was saying. But that's all right. I would talk with my hands, and so it was interesting. And then let me see. When I went there, well, I was also secretary for the church in Connecticut. And then we moved to North Carolina. Told my husband, I said, I'm not working. That's it. I've had it. And I didn't work. So, but I always worked with the church, did stuff, volunteer work and everything. So,
Good for you.
Yeah, so.
And what about your husband?
He worked in the aircraft, Hamilton Standard. That was in Connecticut. And he worked there for 31 years. I worked there for, I think it was 19 years, 16 years, something like that, because when I retired, they added 2 years to my service and 2 years to my age. So by that time, I was 62. I said, so okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, why stay here? They asked me, what do you want to do for your education? I says, retirement.
Hey, that's a good education.
Yep, I says, I want out. I want retirement.
You work too long.
Yep.
Like I've worked long enough.
That's right. So now now when they bring people around here, I say, you don't have to cook.
Isn't that the beauty of it all?
Oh, I haven't cooked since I've been here.
Yeah, you're an independent, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and, well, I was independent over there. There was this very small apartment, and then I went to a cottage, and I was there for about a year because we had a dog, and I thought for sure I'd bring him with me, but he said, he was sick, she was sick, she had, even the vet said she's got so much wrong with her, and when we moved from North Carolina, my son went out in the backyard to get her, and she was trying to get up the stairs to get back into the house, because she would go out the front door, around the house, in the back door, and he said she was actually crying because she was in so much pain.
Oh, that's just so
terrible. Yeah. So it was about a month or so later we had her put down. She's still with me in a little box on the shelf. But she was a good dog. And so then I moved back up here.
Yeah.
I says, it's cold in the rain or something like that. I says, nah. And I didn't need 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. I didn't need that. So I says, 1 bedroom is fine.
Right.
I do have a balcony, which is nice.
So nice.
Yeah. It gives you my Christmas tree is still up, though.
Hey, that's okay.
I took it down in the cottage in September.
So why don't you just leave it up?
I may just do that. My sister-in-law did it for a year one time. She left it up all the time.
I have one that I'll leave it up, and I will decorate it in all the different...
Yeah, that's what somebody said they did, and I said, well, I don't have the stuff for it, but whatever. I've got one ornament on there that used to be my grandmother's, and it's still got wax on it. Because they used to light the candles and it does. So I still have that, but it's It's nice. It's I just it's just a little colorful, and I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes you feel happy though to have color, doesn't it?
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. You know, you brought up the washer and the dryer and things like that. What do you see in today versus back then? The biggest changes
Oh, the biggest changes. Oh my gosh.
that have been hard for you.
No, I usually just fold right into it.
You're easy going.
Yeah, I just you know, if that's because just like moving here, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. You know, and when my husband passed, it was, you know, this, that, and the other thing, and that's what we did. And so off we go.
Good for you.
And it seems like everywhere I go, I just fold into, because we had my husband had boats, and I just, you know, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't go and do anything else, and it was never anything you did that and I did this, but you know, it was just you fold into it. And I can't remember really anything. That's the only thing is I did do is in North Carolina I made a 210-foot garden all down the front of the house by the road, and I have no idea what it looks like now.
What did you have in your garden?
Oh, I had all kinds of flowers. Oh, I had the, I think they call them the pokers, fire pokers or
Red?
something. Yeah, well, they're like an orangey.
Orangey red, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had the mums, and I had tulips, and the deer love tulips.
Yes, they do.
They don't like the daffodils, but they love tulips, because I looked at them one night, I go out there, I said, oh, these are going to be beautiful. I went out the next morning, they were all gone. They ate all the buds.
Yep.
Well, at least the deer were happy.
Exactly. Glad I could support your food. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if it doesn't bother you, what do you think of the changes? I mean, in my opinion, it's how people parent their children. Number one.
Yes, yeah. Well, I know. I can remember one time my son from Florida came up and they had the two kids, and it's different the way they, because I put the food on the table. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. That's all you have to say. That's it. Well, they don't like it. No, they don't even going to try it. And but you know, well, they were so far away. I says, when they say draw a picture of your grandmother, it's going to be a picture of a telephone. And
oh, that's good.
yeah. So but yeah, the kids seem, and now I have a great grandbaby.
Oh.
And he is cute. But I said to his mother, because he's going to be 2 in February. And she says when he gets 2, he's going to have his first haircut. So she sent me a picture, and I don't know what the hair was doing, but it was all over the place. And so I texted her back, and I said, you know what I'm going to say? And she says, when he's 2 years old, he'll get his first haircut. I says, okay.
Yeah, my grandson will be 4 in April, and he just had his first haircut the Saturday before Christmas.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, we would always say, you look like you have your hair on backwards, because his hair was all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Long and...
Well, he's got the curly hair. And so that, you know, she puts it up in a ponytail because he keeps pulling at it.
Oh.
And it's probably because it bothers him. Maybe it itches him or something, so he's trying to straighten it out. But he is cute. 2 years old, and my son, he idolizes his little fella.
Aww.
And he says he can't wait till he gets like about 5 or 6 where he can go fishing with him.
That will be some wonderful memories for him.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
I tell my son all the time, I'm like, you know, I only thought I loved you. When I got a grandson... It's a whole different ballgame.
Definitely, yes.
I mean,
yep.
And you know, it's funny. You grow up hearing, you pay for your raisin.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
No.
I don't want Beckett to be bad.
No.
I mean,
No. Well, she works from home, so she's with the kid 24/7, and that's kind of rough. Because and now what he's doing is, I guess she is, so that she can have some time, she sends them over to Grandma and Grandpa, and so since she has a little time for herself, so which is good.
That is good. That is good. Now, what did your children do when you were working after school? What did they do?
Well, I worked 6 to 10, so my husband was home at 4. So he would take care of them until, put them to bed and all that other stuff. And but I know one time my neighbor came over and said, she says, Janet, she says, the kids were starting a fire or something. Well, they would put lighter fluid in this can and put hay in it and try to start a fire. And she's over there, and she had, when she was a kid, she had swallowed some lye or something, so her voice was soft. And she says, Jonathan, Kevin, stop doing that. But it was windy, and they couldn't start a fire, so they couldn't have any fire going. But they were typical boys.
I was going to say, boys will be boys.
They were typical boys. They were 19 months apart, and they were just typical boys. And I can remember I went to work, started work at the Travelers, a night shift, when Kevin, I think the youngest one, was a year old. And I can remember to this day him standing in the doorway when I was going and waving goodbye to me. I felt like such a heel. But, it worked out.
Absolutely.
So, but other than that, it was, the kid, like I say, boys. And I didn't want them to be going to like preschool and all this other stuff. I said, I want them to be kids. Because this sending them to preschool and stuff it's fine, but it's who wants it.
Absolutely. Now, they played outside a lot, didn't they?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Back then they probably you had to call them inside for dinner at times, didn't you?
Probably, yeah.
I don't think the children play outside anymore.
Well, it's dangerous now. It seems as though it's dangerous nowadays. So, but I just feel sorry for the kids growing up now for what kind of a country that they're coming into. It's not like when I was a kid. So, but it's although I used to take the bus from my house, which was in Wethersfield. I'd walk down the hill, take the bus, go to the Isle of Safety, which is no more there, transfer, and go to church to have confirmation. And, I mean, I wouldn't send my kid now.
Oh, no.
There's no way. And because you went through, we used to be the Italian section, now then it was the Puerto Rican section, and I don't know what it is now. But, you'd go down there, but it's you never know.
It's just dangerous now.
It is, especially for a girl. Well, although they say little boys, you got to watch out for them, too.
But all of this trafficking.
I know it.
I mean, I feel like I never heard about that until I got an adult. I became an adult.
Right.
And then had Tyler, but like over the last 10 to 15 years, it has just skyrocketed.
Well, I think it could be with the porn on the computers and stuff, and that's probably the start of it. I don't know. But they've had porn for years. I mean, you had these houses of ill repute and all this other stuff. So it's, it's not... It's probably more because there's more people, but you hear about it.
Right. And that's the thing with social media, the internet, all of that. A lot of things probably happened back in the day.
Yeah.
But
but not
we
like,
weren't right.
No.
But we weren't made aware of.
But maybe you'd have to go to the movies and listen to the newsreels. But that's about it. So, but not like it is, and the way some people they take the dogs and animals and just they just take them, and they say if you can't take care of an animal like you do your child, you shouldn't have the animal. So, but that's the way it goes, because it's very expensive taking care of an animal. Because you have to feed them. You've got your vet bills. If they get sick, you got all this other stuff. The last time we had three dogs. We had 2 labs and a golden doodle. And I went one morning. It was like 3:00 in the morning. I woke up and my jaw was killing me. And I thought, women don't present heart attacks like men do. And there was this heart conditions in my family, and I went to the hospital. Your heart's fine, no problem. So I went to my regular doctor, and she says, "You having any problems at home or anything?" I says, "No." I says, "I have 3 dogs and an 80-year-old husband," and then she gave me my happy pill. And then the 3 dogs and my husband didn't bother me anymore.
Were you grinding your teeth?
I have no idea what it is, but I probably was grinding. I mean, I can tell by my teeth because they're all level. But it probably was. And I just was clenching it so tight that it had hurt. So, but, what are you going to do? You take the pills.
Exactly. Exactly.
If that's all that's wrong with me, fine.
Yeah, 100%. And you look wonderful, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I meant to say that earlier.
No, that's. I never thought that I would be 85. Never. And
Did your family members pass away earlier?
my mother was, I think she was like 81 weeks from being 82, and my father was 94.
Wow.
And he was the one. She didn't want a pacemaker because her girlfriend, she had a pacemaker and she died. And so she says, no, she says, I don't want a pacemaker. But my father lived 25 years with a pacemaker. So figure that one. I can't figure it out. But no, he was 94 when he passed. They both passed away in 1993. So that was a bad year. But
How long had they been married?
They would have been married. Let me see. Married 33. So they're married. They didn't make their 60th wedding anniversary because she died in February and they were married in May.
And he died when?
In November of
You
that
think he
year.
died of a heartbreak?
I don't think so. He just was. He wasn't happy, and I think he was starting to get a little dementia.
Okay.
Because he would say that he was up on so and so's lawn, and he says nobody came to get me or anything, And he wasn't. He was in a nursing home at that time. So, but other than that, he was sharp as a tack.
Well, that's wonderful.
Because after my mother passed away, my brother moved in with him. He and his wife moved in, and somebody from the for ears, hearing aids and stuff. He says, I've got a 93-year-old, 4-year-old man here that hears like a fox. So he says he did, and because he repaired clocks.
Oh, wow.
And he'd have to listen to the tick, 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 how it was going and everything else. So he was fine. But no,
Why didn't you think you would make it to 85?
Me? I don't know. I just never thought of it. I just, it's 85's old.
But you still have a great quality of life.
Yes, I do.
I think sometimes quality over quantity.
Right.
That's how.
Definitely, yeah. Because I think we had the gal here that has this thing, and she brought these papers in for DNRs. And when I'm next month, I go to my doctor, and I'm going to have her sign it and get it so that I just if I can't get up to where I want to be, I forget it. So,
yeah.
But other than that,
that's what I feel like too. That's exactly how I want to be.
Yeah.
And I want to be cremated.
Well, yeah. My husband's cremated, and he's up at the military cemetery.
Georgia National.
Yeah. Yeah.
My father-in-law's there as well.
And it was so beautiful.
At
We went
Christmas.
up there.
Wasn't it
with
gorgeous?
the wreaths. Oh, it was beautiful.
They do a great job.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And I had happened to have some from last Christmas. I had some poinsettias, and I took them and put them in his wreath.
Good for you.
So it was pretty. I don't know how long they keep those wreaths there.
I don't know either, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, it's a big job putting them up, but it's
a huge job.
Yeah.
But it is so beautiful.
I know it. It is amazing. It really was. Boy, I went there. It was very emotional, really.
It is.
Yeah, to see all those wreaths and all the people that have done it. And they said there was was it 250,000? I think they had to put up at Arlington, something like that. And it's amazing.
I would love to do that. I wouldn't mind doing that at all.
No, I know our church up in, I think, North Carolina, they asked for donations. And I know I did that at that time. But this year, nobody came to me and said that we need a donation for the wreaths around America. So, but they had tractor trailer loads of wreaths, and they were it really was amazing. It was very emotional and very, very nice, and it really made the cemetery look pretty.
Absolutely. we owe so much to our veterans.
Oh, I know it. Yeah. Yep. So, because I know my son now, because he was in the Navy. And so now he's at least getting some money from them. Took him quite a while, but they're finally fix his teeth for him
Good
because
for
he had an
him.
accident in the arm when he was in the Navy. So, but it's good.
Now, was your husband in the service?
He was in the Korean War.
Did you get VA benefits?
No.
You know you can get spousal benefits.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'll
Since
have to
it
go
was-
check that out.
I can get, yeah, I'd be more than happy to give you the phone number.
Okay. Yeah, no, because, well, he was...
Every little bit helps.
you know it.
And they would pay it directly to ours,
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
since you're here.
Yeah. No, well, so far so good. The only thing that's bothering me is my knees, but
Are they just getting,
the arthritis.
oh,
Yeah, I go to bed with Arthur all the time.
no. You wake up with him too
Yeah,
sometimes,
yes,
don't you?
well, yeah, but the only thing is they don't keep me awake,
Oh, that's good.
which is good. Yeah, the legs don't keep me awake. So.
Do you have any arthritis in your back?
Oh yeah, and I've got it in the neck, and thank goodness I can still knit. Thank goodness, because I know my mother had her hands
gonna
were
say-
all
My mom too.
that's I don't know what is that. That's rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah, and they were all gnarled up, and she was a sewer and a knitter and stuff like that, so she couldn't do anything with it.
Oh, I know that had to hurt her heart.
Yeah. That's as long as I can still knit and crochet, I make prayer shawls and stuff. So
Really?
yeah.
Do you take him to your church?
No, actually, I've given just two out here today, and I was yesterday, and but it's just something I do. It keeps me busy. So
It keeps your mind fresh too. And
Right.
That's important.
oh,
I
definitely.
think when we get sedentary,
Yeah.
then that's when things start.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to look forward to.
No. Well, this is like people here. They say, well, they've gained so much weight and all this other stuff, and I says, well, that's because we sit too much. And so I says, if we just have a light little lunch or something, not anything, any big meal or anything, because you don't need it. Not when you're sitting there all this time, because you're not going out and working. And thank God I don't have to work anymore.
You did your time.
Oh, I look at these girls that come in here and they to help us and work with us and stuff, and I'm saying, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to get up at 6 o'clock. If I get up at 6 o'clock, I can go back to bed.
That's exactly right. You can get up when you want to get up.
That's right. So I says, I'm so glad I don't have to.
Well, we do enjoy our jobs, though, don't we?
Oh yeah. Well, sometimes there's some. Well, like I know, I enjoyed basically anything I did. I enjoyed it while I was doing it. But I'm just very happy I don't have to work anymore. Although I think about it, I said, "Gee, I'd like to do something." But then I says, "No, I'll continue knitting."
That's good.
Yep.
That is good. How'd you like this cold spell we've had?
It's been cold. It's been cold. Yesterday I put on just a blouse, and I said, "Oh, I don't think I can wear this." I says, "It's going to be a little bit too cold," so I put a sweater on.
And it's cold in Connecticut, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it a different cold here than it is there?
No, it's still humid. It's because I know we used to go up to New Hampshire a lot, and one time you could tell just as you're leaving New Hampshire and you're starting to come down, you can feel the humidity building up.
Really?
As you're coming south, yeah. So, but and the only thing is we've had the well, it's been not. I guess they got with the heat on. You've got the hair was just straight. And I got to do something, so I went and I had something done. But it's so
It gets very dry.
oh, very dry.
Very dry.
Yes, because I know even I wake up in the morning, my throat feels like sandpaper. So, but I got the mouthwash that I think it takes for dry mouth.
Right.
So, yeah. So
My mom she preached this all the time. Get a humidifier
yes.
and have it all the time. And she said it will help. It helps with the static electricity.
Oh, yeah.
It helps with being so dry.
Yeah.
It helps with all of that.
Oh yeah. Well, I know we used to have burn wood up in Connecticut, and we used to put a bucket of water on on the wood stove.
You had a wood burning stove?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can remember we went out one time with a 2-man saw and we were cutting wood. Next time we went out, my husband had a chainsaw.
That's a good. Well, I tell you what, it puts out so much more heat.
Oh, definitely, yes. Actually, we had the furnace, the stove downstairs, and sometimes the pipe would get like a little red.
It
But
got that hot.
oh yeah, and we didn't call. The only thing the furnace called for was when they had hot water, when we needed hot water, and it was we must have a winter or a couple of winters we just burnt wood, and that was it. So, but it was interesting. Yeah, but
Yeah, we grew up having a buck. I think it's called buck stove, isn't it?
I
It's a
don't
wood
know.
burning stove.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the last one we got was a Vermont casting, and that thing was heavy.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, was that thing heavy? And then when we got rid of it, because we put baseboard heating down in the cellar, and when we got rid of the stove, it must have taken about 3 or 4 guys to try to get it up. Just a few little stairs to
Oh,
get it
wow.
up.
What is baseboard heating?
It's just where it's hot water heating. They have it's like about this big, and the heat comes out of there, because the hot water runs through it and then it comes out. So it's just baseboard heating. That's what we called it.
Have you ever heard of
anyways.
that before? Neither have I.
No. Like now you got like vents in the ceiling and stuff, and no, but this was just it's hot water as far as I know, and it's oil. It's the furnace burns oil.
Okay.
And when my son moved up to Connecticut one year, I says, don't get. This is when the oil was starting to go high. I says, don't get a house that you heat with oil. Well, he got rented a house that heated with oil. And oh, brother. And it was an old farmhouse.
So there wasn't a lot of good insulation. in
No, absolutely no insulation.
there. I bet his bill was.
Oh, it was terrible. Even when they moved out of there, he still had a bill for the oil.
Whoa.
It was terrible. So, but he liked it when it was up there, because he had his family up there still. And at that time, my brother was alive, so that he would visit with him. So, but
Do you have any siblings that are alive?
no, I'm the last one in the family. I have my sons,
Still? Sure.
but and his sons, which one son was up to his house, my brother's house, and he got the old 8mm films, and he put them on a thumb drive.
Did he really?
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I looked at the things. I said, oh dear God, I said, was I ever that young?
Different style back then too, wasn't it?
Oh, and then there was one Christmas movie that he had, and it was, oh God, the Santa Claus outfit that they had. It was almost like a horror show.
Oh no.
Oh, it was terrible, and it was no matter what house. If we went to an uncle's, there was four kids, and so we would go to the uncle's houses and stuff, and they would play. Well, my father was not going to play Santa Claus, so my mother did.
Oh my heavens.
And then everybody knew it was my mother because they could see her wedding rings. But I'm telling you that the outfit, it was horrible. Nothing.
Stuff some stuff in there.
No, I don't even. She must have put something in there, but not a heck of a lot, I don't think, because it was just. It was horrible. It was horrible, and it had like a pointed hat, like a witch's hat almost, but with the fur around the top. Oh, it was terrible.
They weren't scared.
I know. Well, I don't know. They may have been, but I mean, at that, the kids were still young, and they didn't have the good Santa Clauses in the stores, and they've got and some of the Santa Clauses have their real beards.
Oh yes.
Because my brother was actually he had the beard and he'd go like that, and they said the kids would call him Santa Claus all year long.
Oh. Yeah. It's funny how they can relate that.
Oh, I know.
It's the beard. It is the beard.
Yeah.
They see somebody with a beard.
Well, he had the big belly too, so. But it was, he complained about his son being heavy all the time, and then he ends up he was 300 pounds. That's what basically took him, because he went in for a bypass surgery. And, the surgery was a success, but the patient died. So, but and when he was taking care of his father, and he would say, he says, if I get that bad, he says, call Dr. Kevorkian.
When was that?
That was in 93.
93. So when was Dr. Kevorkian?
Oh, I don't know.
I
It was
remember-
around there.
I remember that.
It was probably before that.
Yeah, it was like late 80s, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, they always still talked about him and stuff. I don't know.
I don't. My husband and I had this conversation probably 2 months ago. But we both believe there are probably doctors out there that still do the same thing. It's just
yeah,
not.
yeah.
They
Well,
basically.
The thing is, because I know was it when my husband was passing, they give him morphine, and that morphine is basically, I think, what takes them.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
And they continue to give them more. They up the dosage and up the dosage until it basically just
stops everything.
slows everything
Yeah,
down so
yeah.
much that they can't. The heart just doesn't beat anymore.
No. So, but that was, they said, because the doctor called me up at 3:00 in the morning and said he was going to give him his medicine, and he just took his last breath. So I said, because he was 90.
Where was he?
He was, this was in North Carolina. He was in a nursing home. And, he was there basically for rehab to get him to walk, but he ended up having a brain bleed.
Oh, no.
And which is something that the family has. I think his father died of it, his brother died of it.
It's hereditary.
Tendency towards it probably is. And so anyways, then because we went there and he was, hi, and brought him back to his room, and the kids asked him something and he was blah, blah, blah. He couldn't talk. So I says, well, that's because we were there almost to take him home. So thanks God that happened there and not when he was home.
My goodness.
And so they said, well, they said we can do this, we could do that, but he may not make the operation and all this other stuff. I said, no. I says, just make him comfortable. I says, 90 years old. He had 90 good years.
Great life.
Yep. No, he had 90 good years. So, and it was just basically the last year that he had failed. So, but what are you going to do? That's
His body was tired.
That's right. Not many people can last, say 90.
No.
So, although we've got quite a few gals around here that are 90.
There is a lady here, and I cannot think of her name. She's the walker, the one that walks.
Oh, that's Ginny.
Jenny. And how old is she?
I don't know how old she is.
There was a lady that was late 80s, early 90s
Yeah.
that walked, or she danced or something, I'm not sure. And is there a lady named Rose?
I don't know.
Little bitty tiny thing.
No, I can't think of right offhand. But I think there is a Rose, and she had 10 kids. I don't know if it's the same one, but I don't know if she's that old.
Go
She had
Rose.
10. Yeah. Oh. And she's a little gal. There was a girl in our church in Connecticut, woman, that had, I think, 9 or 10 kids. And she ended up that she had, I guess she got pneumonia or something. But she was a little gal, so having kids, that many kids, takes a lot out of your body.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So, and then I think her husband just passed away a little while ago, too. But it was, so who knows? Your time is up, your time is up.
I think he knows our number and our date the minute before we ever get here.
Yep, that's it. So, every hair on her head is counted.
Yes, it is.
I've been losing a little bit of it.
Your hair is very thick, though.
Well, I've been taking this biotin.
Yes. Do you take the vitamin biotin?
I take the chewables. I don't know. I think it's got some vitamins in it. I can't take minerals because it upsets my stomach. That's why I have the stuff, because I've got the macular degeneration. That's the start of it. Yeah, the start of it. And it's the vitamins are Preservision, I think it is, and I take them, but they've got minerals in it. And I have to make sure I have got something on my stomach before I take them, because I will feel very nauseous with minerals. And that's why even with the vitamins, I can't take them. I'll take, like to take iron or something like that. But since I had my stents put in, I had you're on your blood thinner and all this other garbage, and you can't have this, you can't do that, you can't mix your pet medicines and all this other stuff. And I thought, oh. So, I mean, I used to take like calcium and fish oil, but my son, he had a heart attack. And he says, don't have to take fish oil. He says, if you're taking blood thinners. I says, okay. So I says, I don't know. So I basically asked the pharmacist, can I take this with that? And
Good, yeah.
Yeah, he says.
Sometimes I feel like they know a little bit more than a doctor does.
When it comes to the medicines.
They study the medicine.
Right.
They know what the medicine will do,
yeah.
but they know the interactions
Right.
and things of that nature.
Yep.
We always call our pharmacist as well.
Yeah, no, this is because I called the doctor one time and she says, well, we don't have a study on it or something like that. And I says, well, then I called the pharmacist and they right away said, no, you're fine. So, but what are you going to do?
That's right. Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming today to sit down with us and talk.
Thank you.
Yeah, this has been a real pleasure.
It's been fun, yeah, yeah. And I talk.
You know what? That's a good thing. I love to talk too, by the way. But,
yeah, no, it's I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we both have to thank.
Oh,
Tina.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
The electrician.
She is the mastermind.
Yes,
she
there you go.
Is amazing.
Yep,
And we
yep.
thank you.
Yeah, no.
Well, I hope that you continue to
me
live
too.
a wonderful life and have a good quality of life.
Oh, I hope so too. Because, like I said, when I had the problems with I guess this was just when I was here in the cottage, and so that's got to be it was in September. No, it wasn't in September. It had to be in August, probably. And I didn't feel good, so I called up. I brought me to the no, nothing's wrong with me. So they got the heart doctor in, and she says, well, you have a stress test. I said, okay. Well, then she said, well, maybe we should do a heart catheterization. Well, they found 2 blockages. So
Thank goodness they did that.
Yep. So that's and then that was it basically, and then I put the 2 stents in, and I says I feel fine. The only thing is when I was driving bus, we were in a small little office. It was maybe about that bit, no windows in it, and 4 or 5 people were smoking in it.
Oh, well, I'd have been so claustrophobic. I wouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah, no. It's the only thing is those days it wasn't. You're not going to get
Everybody
lung
smoked
cancer.
back in the day.
Yeah, this is it, right? And I even tried starting to smoke one time, and maybe if I had a pack, maybe if I half a pack in my lifetime, and it was when I was somewhere, I can't remember where they took a X-ray of my lungs, and they said they can't really see the whole lung because of the COPD. So, and I said to my son, I says, that doesn't get better, does it? He says, no, it gets worse. So it's what are you going to do? And I know I do get winded once in a while.
Right.
So, but that's because I know I ran out to the car and I had to get my sunglasses because I was going to church with my son, and it was a sunny day, so I went out, and I was kind of rushing. I'm there, because I've got to go down a flight of stairs, and I'm,
Well,
no, but I just take your time.
that's exactly right.
Slow it down. That's all. So
Slow and easy.
that's the way it goes.
How does that go? Steady and slow and steady wins a race.
Yeah. the tortoise and the
Yes.
hare.
All right.
But more fun.
Well, we thank you.
Well, thank you for putting up with me.
Oh no, it's our pleasure, Hunji.
I'm supposed to go play cards today, but I don't know. I just woke up this morning and I says, I don't know if I want to go out in this cold weather.
Where do you go to play cards?
At the church.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I think there's only going to be 4 of us there today, so usually there's 6.
Where do you play?
We play hand, knee, and foot.
They play that here some.
We play hand and foot here.
Oh, hand and foot.
Our rules of hand and foot.
Okay. Okay.
And there's another group that she teaches. Was it Mary Holly? I think she teaches them how to play hand and foot. But they're not. Their rules are different than our rules.
Oh.
Because Mary Rankenberger, she's in. There's 6 women that get together, but it's our rules.
Those yours are good, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Vintage Voices. We hope that you'll join us next time.